Most of your exhaustion has nothing to do with your actual life. It comes from watching everyone else's. You watch their success, their relationships, their opinions, their criticism, their expectations, their approval. Without realizing it, your attention has become your greatest liability because attention is energy. And wherever your attention goes, your life follows. Think about it. How much of your day is actually spent building your future? And how much of it is spent reacting to people who aren't building it with you? Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because their attention is constantly fragmented. One criticism destroys their confidence. One rejection changes their identity. One person's opinion becomes louder than their own convictions. They become students of everyone else's life while remaining strangers to theirs. But there is a power that very few people ever discover. The power of becoming so committed to your own growth that the noise of the outside world gradually loses its authority. Because the truth is, your life will always move in the direction of your focus. If your focus is on gossip, your life fills with distraction. If your focus is on comparison, your life fills with insecurity. If your focus is on other people's opinions, your life fills with performance. But when your focus returns to your own character, your own discipline, your own healing, your own purpose, everything begins to change. Not overnight, but inevitably. Because focus is one of the few things completely under your control. You cannot control who leaves. You cannot control who misunderstands you. You cannot control who supports you. You cannot control what life takes away. But you can control where you place your attention. And that decision made consistently over months and years creates two completely different lives. One person spends years trying to manage everyone else's perception, and the other quietly builds a life that no longer needs permission. So now, we're going to explore 10 powerful truths that will teach you how to stop chasing people, stop explaining yourself, stop comparing, and redirect your greatest resource, your attention, back to the only person you can truly transform, yourself. Because the greatest advantage you can ever gain is not becoming better than everyone else. It is becoming so focused on your own life that everyone else's stops distracting you. If you've resonated with this video thus far, I would like you to like and share it with someone who needs to listen to it with you. Now, everything you have and everything you will become is shaped by one invisible force, your attention. Because attention isn't just what you notice, it is what you feed. The quality of your attention becomes the quality of your life. Number 1. Stop watching people who are not watching you. One of the greatest wastes of human energy is obsession. Wondering what they're doing, who they're with, whether they're thinking about you, whether they regret losing you, whether they're happier without you. And while you're busy living inside their life, your own life sits untouched. Hours become days, days become months, months become years, all because your attention has been invested in someone who isn't investing theirs in you. The moment you stop monitoring other people's lives, you recover an extraordinary amount of energy. Energy to build, to learn, to heal, to become. Stop making other people the center of your imagination. Become the center of your imagination. Number 2, your life changes the day you stop explaining yourself. Many people don't actually live freely. They negotiate every decision with invisible judges. What will they think? What if they misunderstand? Maybe I should explain myself. So they explain and explain and explain again, trying desperately to be understood by people who have already decided not to understand them. Because people rarely see you as you are. They see you through the lens of who they are. Some people will misunderstand you no matter how clearly you speak. Some people need you to be the villain because it protects their own story. You cannot spend your entire life cross-examining yourself before a jury that has already reached a verdict. Peace begins where explanation ends. Let your life be your argument, not your words. Number 3, build a life that makes distraction boring. Have you noticed that the busiest people rarely have time for drama? The most disciplined people rarely have time for gossip. The people building extraordinary lives rarely spend their mornings arguing in comment sections. Why? Because purpose creates focus. And focus eliminates most distractions automatically. When your mind is empty, it searches for entertainment. When your life has direction, your attention becomes valuable. You become selective about what enters your mind. Not because you're better than anyone else, because you realize that every distraction has a cost. Every unnecessary argument costs peace. Every hour spent comparing costs confidence. Every minute spent watching someone else's journey is a minute not spent building your own. The people who accomplish the most in life are rarely the most talented. They are simply the most protective of their attention because they understand that focus is not saying yes to one thing. It is saying no to 1,000 things that do not matter. The life you want begins when you return to yourself. The irony of self-focus is that it has nothing to do with selfishness. It is responsibility. Because the moment you stop trying to manage everyone else's life, you finally have the capacity to build your own. Most people are mentally exhausted, not because they're working too hard, but because their attention is scattered across 100 things they cannot control. And focus brings it home. Number 4, stop chasing people, chase excellence. Imagine waking up tomorrow and deciding that for 1 year, you would stop trying to impress people. No proving, no chasing, no convincing, no begging to be understood. Instead, every ounce of that energy would be redirected toward becoming exceptional. Reading, learning, training, building, creating. Most people believe attention creates value. It does not. Value creates attention. Flowers don't chase bees, they bloom. And because they bloom, the bees arrive. Become so committed to your own growth that your life becomes the thing people notice, not because you asked them to, but because excellence is impossible to ignore. Number 5, your habits are shaping your identity. Most people think their identity creates their habits. The opposite is the truth. Your habits are quietly creating your identity. Every morning you choose discipline, you become a disciplined person. Every promise you keep to yourself, you become someone who trusts themselves. Every workout, every page read, every difficult conversation, every distraction you refuse. They seem insignificant on their own, but together they become your character. The life you admire is almost never built through giant moments. It is built through ordinary days, repeated with extraordinary consistency. Stop waiting to feel motivated. Motivation comes and goes. Identity remains. Become the kind of person who does what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. Number 6, Solitude is where you meet yourself. Most people are terrified of silence, not because silence is painful, but because silence removes distraction. Without your phone, without music, without notifications, without constant conversation, there is only one voice left: your own. And for many people, that voice has been ignored for years. Solitude is not loneliness. Solitude is self-discovery. It is where your thoughts become clear, where your values become visible, where your direction begins to emerge. Every remarkable person has learned how to sit alone without feeling empty, because they understand that the relationship you have with yourself becomes the foundation for every other relationship you will ever have. If you cannot enjoy your own company, you will constantly depend on others to escape yourself. Number 7, protect your mind like it is sacred. Your mind is a garden, and every day someone is trying to plant something inside it. News, fear, outrage, negativity, comparison, entertainment, opinions, algorithms. If you are not careful, you will spend years thinking thoughts that were never truly yours. Be intentional. Read books that strengthen you. Listen to ideas that challenge you. Spend time with people who elevate you. Feed your mind the way an athlete feeds their body, because eventually your thoughts become your words. Your words become your actions. Your actions become your habits. Your habits become your destiny. Everything begins with what you allow to enter your mind. There is something almost magical that happens when you stop trying to become important to everyone else and start becoming important to yourself, not through ego, not through arrogance, but through integrity, discipline, self-respect, growth, because eventually life rewards the people who quietly work on themselves while everyone else is busy watching each other. Number 8, stop seeking validation from people who cannot define your worth. The most expensive habit a person can have is needing to be approved, needing people to clap first, to agree first, to believe in you before you believe in yourself. Think about how many dreams have died because someone was waiting for permission. Permission from family, from friends, from society, from strangers who have never lived their life. The people who change the world are usually misunderstood before they are admired. If your confidence depends on applause, then criticism will destroy you. But if your confidence comes from character, no opinion can permanently shake you. Stop asking, do they believe in me? Start asking, am I becoming someone I believe in? Because self-respect will always outlast public approval. Number 9, become so busy building your life that envy has nowhere to live. Envy thrives in empty spaces. The less direction you have, the more tempted you become to study everyone else's progress. But when your days are filled with purpose, something changes. You stop counting other people's victories because you're too busy creating your own. Notice something. The people who are deeply committed to their craft rarely spend their lives criticizing others. Builders don't have time to gossip. Creators don't have time to compare. Visionaries don't have time to hate. They're too occupied laying bricks for a future no one else can yet see. If someone else's success makes you better, it is often an invitation to become more invested in your own. Because inspiration will always build you faster than jealousy. Number 10, become someone you are proud to live with. At the end of every day, when the noise fades, when the phone is put away, when the conversations are over, there is one person you cannot escape: yourself. The question is not, do people admire me? The question is, do I admire the person I am becoming? Can you trust yourself? Can you keep your own promises? Can you look at your life without pretending? Can you sit alone with your thoughts and feel at peace? Because that is success. Not the car, not the title, not the followers, not the applause. Success is becoming someone whose private life matches their public image. Someone who doesn't need constant distraction because they enjoy their own company. Someone whose confidence comes from substance, not performance. Spend enough years becoming that person, and almost everything else will begin to fall into place. The world will always try to steal your attention. It wants you angry, distracted, comparing, reacting, watching, waiting, because a distracted mind is easily controlled. But a focused mind is incredibly difficult to manipulate. The day you stop trying to control everyone else is the day you finally begin mastering yourself. You stop chasing, you start building. You stop explaining, you start living. You stop comparing, you start growing. And almost invisibly, your life begins to transform. Not because the world changed, but because your attention did. Remember this, your future is being built by whatever you repeatedly focus on today. So protect your attention, guard your peace, invest in yourself with relentless consistency, because the greatest project you will ever work on is the person you become. And once you become fully absorbed in becoming your highest self, you will discover that everything you once chased was never as valuable as the person you were becoming all along. If this video has resonated with you, I would like you to like it, share it with a person you think it can also resonate with, and drop a comment. All of this will help the Human Mirror grow and reach other people who can resonate with it. This has been the Human Mirror. Look closely, you are never invisible. I'll see you in the next reflection.